So we should talk about dividing a polynomial by a monomial. And the hardest part with these, I personally find, is more the emotional barrier than the actual process. Say we have something like 18x cubed minus 12x squared, and then I'll do plus a 20x. And I take this whole thing and I divide it by 4x. This looks scary. It's like, oh my gosh, all of this, it's just a... And when we look at this, all we're going to do is we're going to divide each term in the numerator by that denominator. So all we're going to do is we're going to say this is, and this, the second step that I'm about to do, this one is optional. But for folks, I like to let folks kind of know what our real process is here. We're going to do 18 over x cubed over our 4x. And this is going to be minus our 12x squared over our 4x, and then plus 20x over 4x. And when I do this, things are going to reduce just like a fraction. And here, it looks like 2 will go into both of these. So 2 goes into here 9 times. That goes into here twice. And then it looks like I'm left with an x squared up top. So my answer here would be I'll have 9 halves and an x squared. And you could write this as 9x squared over 2, or you could write that as 9 halves x squared. The second one, no, 4 goes into 12, looks like 3 times. One of my x's canceled. So I've got 3 times x. And our last one here, 4 goes into 25 times, and all the x's cancel. So this is just going to be plus 5. And we'll be done right there. All we're doing is dividing each term in the numerator here by this denominator. Let's do another one. So let's say we've got something like, I'll do something maybe a little bit more involved. I'll say we've got something like, let's say I've got 20a squared b, and then I'll do minus 15a b squared, and then I'm going to do plus 5ab, and I'm going to divide this whole thing by 5ab. And when we're doing this, we can in fact just say, okay, let's take a look at each one of these and see what would happen. 20 divided by 5 is going to be 4. The b's would cancel, and one of my a's will cancel. For a second term, looks like 5 will go into 15 3 times. The a's will cancel, and one of the b's will cancel. And this last one, I'll have a thing divided by itself, so I should end up with just a 1. And let's just show you what this is going to look like. Let's show you what this looks like. We'll have 20a squared b over 5ab minus 15ab squared over 5ab, and then plus 5ab over 5ab. So one thing I want you to note is I start with 3 terms, I'm going to end with 3 terms. This last term is going to turn into 1, but we have to have that 1 there. But let's see what happens. Oh, 5 goes into 20 4 times. One of the a's cancels, all the b's cancel. So that's going to be 4a. This is minus, so 5 goes into 15 3 times. The a's cancel, and one of the b's cancel. And here, 5ab goes into 5ab 1 time. And we're done. This thing up here, this is big and ugly, but it simplifies to something like this. In a lot of ways, this, like I say, the main barrier I think most people have to this is these questions look scary. But honestly, they're pretty straightforward.